Assalamu alaikum everyone. In this episode, I will be interviewing Mohannad Malas. Mohannad Malas is the principal at IRA Capital, a real investment firm that has acquired over 1.3 billion in assets. Mohannad Malas has established two Islamic chairs at two top California universities and serves on the board of trustees for Claremont Graduate University. Amongst many things, Mohannad Malas has built the largest mosque in southeastern USA. He's an absolute legend, mashallah. It was an absolute pleasure to meet him, and he has personally inspired me a lot. Stay tuned and enjoy the interview. Assalamu alaikum, brother Muhanand. Thank you so much for making the time to join us today from your busy schedule. Really much appreciated. Brother Mohammad, I know you personally, and I know the great work that you're doing for the Ummah, for the community in general, and doing a lot of stuff for us. But I would like to hear from you if you could just give for our audience a brief description of all the things that you are involved in a nutshell at the moment.
Sure, be happy. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you for taking the time. I'm happy to be with you and with your viewers. Thank you for that. Again, my name is Mohannad Malas. I'm a real estate investment company. We've been doing that for the past 35 years or so in the United States. And alhamdulillah, we've been blessed in terms of our investments over the years have been successful by the grace of God. We were able to have a business in Atlanta and then later on in California, and we continue our growth, alhamdulillah. In doing that, I was able to also get involved in Islamic work. Alhamdulillah, was inspiration through my father, who encouraged us to help and support the masjid in Atlanta. And alhamdulillah, we were able to have the vision to acquire multiple lots, and we ended up owning the entire block in the area in 14th Street in Atlanta, which ultimately led to building a school and expanding the masjid that was there to one of the probably largest masajid in the southeast. And alhamdulillah, we continue to look for future expansion around the masjid in that area. Moved to California in 1996 from Atlanta. That's when the Olympics came to Atlanta. So we moved to California. It was an excellent timing. And we got the opportunity to work with a group of people and established another masjid in Mission Viejo. Well, alhamdulillah, is a very thriving and growing masjid. And following the events of 9/11, that masjid turned to do some excellent work in terms of working with the interfaith community and standing out for Muslim rights and educating the community about Islam and Muslims. I believe a lot in education, so I've kind of used a lot of my resources towards education. So other than building the schools in Atlanta and in California with the masajid, I found that there's a need for a higher education needs. So we established a chair in Islamic studies at Claremont Graduate University, which is a high quality university. They often refer to it as the Harvard of the West. It's modeled around the Oxford model. They have 5 colleges, and they exist they excel in their fields, and we've done very well in that program. Our motto there was, it takes a community to educate a nation, and we felt it is when people graduate with master's degrees about Islam and Islamic studies, they can then go propagate and become the teachers around in the community. So alhamdulillah, this is kind of a bit of background. Also, we recently established a chair in Islamic law at the University of California Irvine, and I serve on the board of trustees of those 2 universities.
Brilliant, mashallah. You've been a very busy individual, mashallah, and with your team, that's amazing. Subhanallah. What would you feel? I mean, you've done so much behind the scenes for the community, and you continue to do so. What would you say at the moment has been your biggest achievement to date?
Clearly, the fact that I'm involved in education and serve on these commonplace, these mainstream universities, being on the board of trustees, being involved in the discussion, being able to frame the policies of those universities where a Muslim is on board, I think it's very meaningful on many levels, dealing with the deans of the schools, dealing with the educators. It helps keeping the you being on the table, as everybody refers. If you're not on the table, you're on the menu. And in these, the world of academia, people are very open-minded, and they have great understanding. And I found that to be a great opportunity to be involved in academia. So I would say this has probably been one other achievement that I am very proud of is we formed recently in the University of California in Irvine what is known as Applied Innovation. So I was one of the founding members of that institute, whereby we are providing an ecosystem for startups and incubators. We're able to provide not just the ecosystem whereby you do the mentoring and offer the people to interact together and brainstorm of each other, but also we created funds that would actually fund those opportunities. So the first fund was a small fund of 5 million. We got fully invested. The second fund was 15 million when we are halfway through there. So these have been kind of like a great opportunity where I was able to communicate through our masjid, connect with multiple people in the community, and refer them to UCI Applied Innovation. And it's creating win-win, because as an organization, we want to get more kids, more people involved, more creative minds. And also, if these happen to be coming from our Muslim community, so much the better. So it creates a win-win all the way through.
That's absolutely amazing, and so much of that is so badly required in our community.
Alhamdulillah,
So it's
yes.
alhamdulillah, so refreshing to see these initiatives, mashallah. What would you say has been being a Muslim, balancing this deen and dunya in all the worldly challenges that we also have? What would you say has been your biggest challenge to date so far, and how did you overcome it?
Clearly, like many fathers that come to this country, the challenge is always that you're able to raise children in the United States having Islamic values, having the beliefs, and it's particularly challenging following 9/11 because the news only brings Islam and Muslims as terrorists. And so when your children are growing in that environment, they get to the point where they dread hearing Islam and Muslims. It's almost they want to hide when they hear that word. So the idea is to make them feel comfortable with their American Muslim identity, make them comfortable with their religion, make them understand that they have a lot to offer, that we're not only a group of people with thoughts and beliefs that needs to be tolerated, but actually we have a lot to offer, and we need to be celebrated as part of this community and contributing in what we contribute to the society as a whole. So alhamdulillah, that has been, through the masajid, through the schools, they were able to get some of that education. And this is all that you can feel, that you're able to impart some of that knowledge and confidence to your children.
Absolutely, mashallah. If you could go back to your former 16-year-old self, what would you advise the 16-year-old Mohannad?
There's clearly, as as you grow older, there's a lot of things that you would probably. But again, there's a saying that says, "لو عرفتم بالغيب لاخترتم الواقع." Meaning, if God gave you the ability to see the future, you would absolutely choose what you've done. So it's a blessing. I was blessed at age 16. I went to school to England. So I went to a public school in England, and I was able to be exposed to sports and ideas and different culture. And so alhamdulillah, I was blessed in being able to go that. And then I went to education, university, and further in Canada, and had great jobs. So alhamdulillah, as I look back, I can't say I regret this or I regret that, because I always feel that God puts you in circumstances and prepares you for the next opportunity that is coming your way. So alhamdulillah, all I would say is, if I was going to say something myself, I'd say keep looking out. Every threat or every challenge is really an amazing opportunity. Just don't be fearful, jump right into it, and doors will open. And this would be my I would say to any 16-year-old, including myself today, keep looking at opportunities and take them, because they will open so many doors down the road.
Truly implement tawakkul.
Tawakkul ala Allah is absolutely what matters. Absolutely.
How can our audience get in touch with yourself via social media, via email? Because I'm sure a lot of people you can add so much value to.
Absolutely. I've got we've got a company website, IRA Capital. We've got my email address is mmalas@msn.com. Please feel free to communicate with me, and I'm available. I always believe خيركم للناس is أنفعكم للناس. The best of you are those who help others. So I'm open to, whether it's mentoring, whether it's discussing, whether it's open. This is kind of what brings me to Concordia, why we're here today, is be able to interact, interchange, learn from young people. And I always come here feeling energized. And alhamdulillah, there's a number of people here that I've worked with and was able to help and be able to grow with them in their businesses and in their life opportunities. So
amazing. Jazakallah khair, may Allah preserve you. And we feel your energy is very contagion as well, so we benefit from that as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you for taking the time. It's my pleasure to be with you and with your viewers. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the interview. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as we upload more inspirational Muslim videos.